cell phone. The cell phone has changed how we communicate.
We can communicate with people all over the world in seconds.
The first phone was invented in 1876 by Alexander Graham Bell. It was completely different from the phones today.
In 1973, a man named Martin Cooper, who worked for Motorola, made history. It was April 4th, 1973. Cooper had a plan to surprise the world and make the first call on a handheld cell phone. It was a prototype of the Dynatac model. Martin Cooper walked out on the streets of New York and called his competitor from another major company trying to be the first to make a cell phone.
In 1983, 10 years after the first cell phone was made, the Dynatec was released to the public as the first retail cell phone, selling for a very high price of $4,000. However, this was only the beginning of the cell phone.
After the first cell phone was released, more companies realized that the cell phone would change the world. Because of this idea, more companies started to innovate the cell phone.
By 1993, the first smartphone, the IBM Simon, was released. It could be used as a fax machine, had a calendar, an address book, and even a touchscreen. In 1997, the Nokia 9000 communicator became the first cell phone with any sort of internet access, and was also the first with a full keyboard.
In Japan in 1999, the Kyocera VP210 was the first phone to have a built-in camera.
The first Apple iPhone was released in 2007. It completely changed our world of cell phones as we knew it because of its revolutionary touchscreen. It was not the first with a touchscreen, but it was the first properly functioning touchscreen and the first modern smartphone.
Today, phones like the iPhone 6 and Samsung Galaxy S5 are changing the way we think about phones. They can take video in 4K quality, and you can do more and more just by talking to your phone.
Siri, how many people in the USA have a cell phone?
Let's see. It looks like the answer is about 306 million.
Phones are becoming more and more advanced, and in the near future, they might look something like this.
Was the innovation of the cell phone really a positive innovation in our lives?
Has the innovation of the cell phone poisoned society?
Are we becoming less social due to the use of our cell phones?
We asked 36 high school students some questions about how cell phones affect their lives. Here's what some of them said.
%94 of students say they have a cell phone. %56 of students say that sometimes their cell phone interferes with their learning.
Can your cell phone interfere with learning sometimes?
It only can if you let it. It's a very powerful device that can take control of your mind.
Do you think that cell phones interfere with the learning of students?
I don't think it has to. I think that students can be taught how to use this very powerful tool in a very productive way. They can use it as a research device as opposed to just a social device.
Thank you.
The cell phone may make it easier and faster to communicate and also allow us to use amazing apps, but it could be an innovation that is bringing negative progress. In a study by Pew Internet Research Center, 67% of adults said that they check their phone for messages even when they haven't heard it ring. Cell phones are so portable and easy to use, and many people are becoming less social in person and getting distracted by their cell phone life. The innovation of the cell phone is changing how humans interact with one another and is making people less social as more and more people have become addicted to their phone.
Just go.
All right. What's the action in our lives? In our lives.
After the first cell phone was released, more companies realized that the cell phone would change the world. Because of this idea, more companies started to innovate the cell phone.
Easily, like saying B1 with Flappy Ball, like in room 611 today. And it was pretty. I trick shot in the last hole, okay? And Colin raged so hard. Look at behind him. Turn the.